I need to get my motivational hater game up. I need to get it better. I need there to be someone out there who thinks of me in the back of their mind when they're working out or doing something at their job or something in their life. Just think, man, that guy, I met him one time at this event. He said all these things about I'm not going to get there. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to be able to do it. I want to be that person for someone. I want to be their motivation. Three, two, one. Hello, welcome in to the Pretty Huge Dilemma podcast. Today, we are going to be discussing my thoughts on music festivals, new coach at the rival Iowa State wrestling. I need to restart. All right, three, two, one. Hello, welcome to the Pretty Huge Dilemma podcast. This week, we're going to get into all right, no, whatever. All right, three, two, one. Hello, welcome to the Pretty Huge Dilemma podcast. Today, we're going to get into my thoughts on music festivals, my idea about MLB position players, and do a Colorado kind of wrap up, some things that I forgot, and lastly, get into Iowa State wrestling coaching move and my thoughts on it. Man, those intros. I got to get better at those. Maybe I need to plan out better what I have. Because as you see, I don't know if you see, no sticky note, ran out of sticky notes, went to just paper that I had laying around. Having office supplies really has gone downhill since leaving school. Because at my house, I just don't have supplies. I don't think I have markers around, pens. They're hard to find. All of them are advertisements from other companies, and you stop turning it around. Paper, I don't know where it happens. Printing paper, don't have a printer here. Having a printer, helpful at times, but then I think and I go, I print maybe one thing a week, but when I need to print it, like I need to print it. So that's why I switched to just a sheet of paper, more notes, more place to write things down, more ideas. We'll see how many of them I get to. In the intro, not going to go in that order probably. So we're probably going to start with the Iowa State wrestling coach announcement. They hired Drake Ayala. I think that's how you say his name. They hired him there, which I guess he's not doing the Olympics route or focusing on the Olympics. I assume that if you go and be a coach somewhere, that you're not trying or focusing on going to the Olympics yourself, which that's probably a personal decision for him. But it's pretty interesting that he's able to get an assistant coaching job right after finish wrestling. He's not going to high school, learning about coaching there. Maybe he did some of that while at the University of Iowa. I'm sure they help at camps and stuff like that. So I know the camp I went to, there were University of Minnesota wrestlers there who got coaching experience from helping at those different kinds of camps. So maybe he was able to do that. He got enough coaching experience, but he's right out of his collegiate wrestling career and going right into coaching at a pretty major other institution. For it's not a lower level D3 level assistant coachship, like it's Big 12, and is Big 12 the second best wrestling conference behind the Big 10? Probably not the SEC, probably not the Pac 10, probably not the MAC conference. Yeah, pretty big conference to be an assistant coach enroll in. I don't know how many assistant coaches places have. Because on staffs, you see a bunch of people on the sidelines. This was a pretty major announcement. Just Iowa State's just a bunch of former Iowa wrestlers. And I think his brother Drew transferred as well. Fine. Go follow your brother. If my brother's coaching somewhere, I don't know if I would necessarily want to go to that university. Probably want to stay where I initially was with coaches who maybe have more expertise. Because my brother, I can still wrestle him or practice against him in the off season and learn things from him that way. I don't need a full season with the guy. That's my thought on that. But still, I was still going to beat him. Not too concerned about it. All right, other things. Wrap up from Colorado. It's not really even wrapping up. It's just the only thing I didn't mention. Well, how many things do I got here? Two things on here. One of them at national parks. Why do they have handicap parking? If you're I understand handicap parking, having a place is convenient, hard to walk, maybe in a piece of metal, why don't I say wheelchair or something like that, don't want to go long distances. Okay, at national park where the terrain's kind of treacherous and me with two pretty able feet, I'm having issues climbing up and walking places, maybe handicap parking isn't necessary. So if you're shuffling your feet, can't really walk some of these paths, that's pretty necessary to have that ability, or you can't start the path at all. That's why national parks have the handicap spots. There might be some law or regulation that you have to have a minimum number of handicap spots, or they want the appearance that they're accepting of handicap type people who have an issue walking, which, yeah, there are other kinds of handicaps besides just walking ones. So maybe that's the reason why for it. And that's probably a better idea than what I was thinking. My thought was people, if you can't walk and you need a closer parking spot, maybe a national park's not the place to go. But anyway, I'll leave that out there. We'll see if I clip that. Probably get some people online who don't like that talk. That's fine for it. It's, again, I'm not saying get rid of all handicap spots. It's kind of a funny thought. National park, treacherous, snow, terrain, mud, slip and falls, rocky places. I need to get to a handicap spot because I need closer parking. You're kind of there to walk, do things, do active things outside. Maybe if you require a handicap spot, it's not 100% necessary. And I'm not saying national parks aren't for everyone. It's just a funny thought I had. Anyways, the other thing, man, I think I had raw fish for the first time. I had a poke bowl, however it's pronounced. Got one with salmon. I thought the salmon might be cooked. Came out being raw. That did not really sit right with me. So I was having, I don't know, whatever. I was farting. It was smelling bad. And the people I was with weren't necessarily people I'm around for my day to day, maybe mixed companies around. I don't want to do that in front of them, don't want to smell. And we were outside. So there would be times I would like try to get ahead faster, try to separate from the group, maybe let it rip there and say, all right, no issues here. And then evidently it lingered around either me or the area, and people walked into it and smelled it. I was like, ah, I tried. You were all the way back there, like so far, or no, because if I was behind them, it wouldn't have caught up with them unless it lingered with me. But I tried. I was like, I know they don't want to smell this. I don't want them to smell this. I know it smells bad. Man, this raw is either the raw fish or the elevation. It might have been the elevation that got me as well, because my body's not used to that. The change in air pressure didn't react well to it. Maybe that was the case as well. Okay, what else do we have going on here? I think Ashley just got back from a run, so she's about to make a lot of noise up in here. Okay, speaking of running and motivational playlists, I started making a gym playlist today. It was, I don't know, how I do a gym playlist. Man, don't want to hit the mic, I'll hear that. So there's the name of it, pause. All right, back in. I'll have to remember to edit that out for it. We'll see. Hopefully, I'll remember. Okay, so making a gym playlist. The hardest thing to do for a gym playlist might be making a name for it. Kind of like the abstract of a paper, kind of like naming your kid. It's hard without knowing anything about it, what's going on with it. So you kind of might leave that for last. Again, similar for a baby, I might leave it unnamed for a week or two. And then once I start seeing the personality of it, seeing what kind of the music's like in it, then I'll give it a name. But right now, just temporary name, which sometimes temporary name just sticks. Maybe that would be the case for it. But made that, and the first thing I do for a playlist, I kind of talked about this before. I talked that I was making one. This one I just go through old workout playlists I have and just pick from there. Then I go through like new music, and I thought I had more backed up that I was going to add to this, but it turned out there's only like 16 songs. So there's 1 hour of songs to play on a playlist. So it's like that's going to be the time what my workouts are. So I'll give some motivation for that. But the other thing, I need to get my motivational hater game up. I need to get it better. I need there to be someone out there who thinks of me in the back of their mind when they're working out or doing something at their job or something in their life. Just think, man, that guy, I met him one time at this event. He said all these things about I'm not going to get there. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to be able to do it. I want to be that person for someone. I want to be their motivation. Now this came about because I was watching the Brian Shaw documentary on Amazon Prime. I'm about 80% through the first episode. We'll see if I get through the other ones because I kind of forgot. It ended a couple of years ago, so it ended like right at the end of his strongman thing. Because I was trying to hear about like new recent things that he's doing, but it hasn't gotten there yet because that's when the documentary ended. In that documentary, he talks about some people who told him that he wouldn't make it in strongman, that he doesn't have whatever ability, or for basketball, he wouldn't get to play in college or do all this stuff. And I thought, man, all these years, 15 years later, he has wife, kids, house, a home gym that I think most people would enjoy having. He has these championships, motivational stuff, YouTube, whatever. And he, in the back of his mind, he still thinks about that person from 15 years ago motivating him to work harder in the gym. And I thought, man, that's the guy I want to talk to. I want to talk to the guy who got under Brian's skin enough for him to remember him for 15 years. 15 years ago? I mean, that's kind of like high school people. But if any of them said, oh, you can't do this, it's too difficult, I wouldn't remember that by now. None of them probably did. Maybe they did. Or maybe I need to make up a person who says that. So that way, if I get interviewed for something, I can make up a person who evidently didn't think I was able to accomplish what I accomplished. Maybe. I think that would be pretty interesting to look at the screen, have the Leo meme happen of me. That was me. I said he couldn't do that. That'd be pretty cool. Then maybe one day that person would fly me out. Maybe there's some big musician person, big actor person, big something. And they'd fly me out and be the person where he goes and bring to the stage the guy who thought I couldn't do this and told me I was never going to be able to make this tour, do this arena thing, and all this other stuff he doubted. Jacob Barrett. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty sick to do that. Just having the ability to have your words just cut so piercingly through that person remembers you for 15 years, that you're the person who's motivating them to work harder in the gym for whatever reason. Kind of how Jay Cutler versus Ronnie Coleman, they always had each other that they were battling. But in this case, it would just kind of be a one-sided battle where that person who said he couldn't do it, I'm sure he's forgot about him. I'm sure a week after he said it, he forgot about it. And if you interviewed him now, he would say, yeah, I don't remember saying that once. It's a possibility. Or it could be someone misremembering something. Maybe that's even the better thing, where I'm not discouraging people, just someone misremembers something I said. Maybe that would be better. So it wouldn't be active discouragement by me, but in the end, they would still remember me and use me as their source to get better. We'll see. I'll need to get that up for it. Motivational hater. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. I did talk about some musicianal things, other things. This happened like a couple weeks ago. Stagecoach and Coachella. Those happened. Would I want to go to either of those? Probably not. Just the standing around. I went to a music festival, but it wasn't a jammed packed one, didn't have the biggest names of people, and there were a lot of seats to sit in for it. If you wanted to, you go stand by the stage, see the people. But then the payoff for it is you're going to stand by that stage for 6 hours. You're going to wear a diaper just to be close to the stage when the main act comes along. That's a lot of investment to do that, which I guess makes sense because to get the tickets like that at an actual show where they're touring around, doing arenas, doing stadiums, yeah, those would get pretty pricey to be right next to the stage for that. So I guess your best opportunity is at one of these festivals. But for these festivals and other concerts, which concerts make sense because people are sitting there, they kind of know what acts are coming out, and they bought tickets specifically for that person. Where at a music festival, a lot of people coming around, and they could be there for any number of people. There's a long block open for them to get the stage switched over to the next person. And I was watching some of the Stagecoach stuff on Amazon Prime. It looked fine for it. Got a lot closer view than some of the people who were in the back. But it didn't get all the stages, just the main stage. Main spelled Mane. Not to make sure people got that was a horse reference for it. But there's a stage change for a number of them. People getting their drums set up how they want, guitar set up, and the miscellaneous guy who does the keyboards, the harmonica, all the other things for it. So there's a lot of stage change for that. So the idea I had is, why not just have everything the same? Have the same mics, guitars, have the same drum setup, and say to all the people, hey, we know this isn't your best setup, which playing at Coachella is not going to be your best playlist that you've ever played. There's a lot of different issues, the outside venue part of it, the feedback of whatever. It's not going to be your best anyway. So what if Coachella or Stagecoach said, here's your stage, here are the available instruments, play. We're gonna have 15 minutes between people, and we're just gonna like double the number of people who'd be in there for it. So that'd be a lot cooler, I would think. But again, I don't think I'm gonna be heading there. This is just an idea I had. If you had same drums, same guitars, people can tune their own guitars. I don't know how long that takes, but I assume people could do it quickly if there's playing guitar all the time, or just have a set of guitars that are tuned in the exact different ones. There are some of them that use electric guitars, acoustic guitars, but you can have a range of them set to all different, not registers, keys, something like that everyone could just play. So that'd be pretty cool to do. But for the band people, how do they decide who plays in their band? Are there open auditions that they have for people in the band? Do they get assigned touring people? Some people are called touring musicians. So that just means they tour only. They're part of a single band. Because only, not even, it's just a movie I saw where they brought people and just auditioned them. And it was like 3 people together. Then they just like auditioned the rest of the people. I don't know if that happened for all the bands or just that one that was portrayed in the movies, which if it's in a movie, you got to believe it for it. So I know how that happened. And now Ashley's making noise in the kitchen. And if you're hearing that, just tune it out. Just pretend it's not there. That's what I do when I hear her using a bunch of dishes, slamming the microwave door, stuff like that. Choosing a band, because that sounds like a difficult thing where you hear them play music, but you don't know too much about them. Is it just a referral thing only where you only hire people if they're referred to you by one of your good friends who heard them play and hung out with them? Or how long does the vetting process go to decide? Because that's a lot of time you're spending with them. And they also have to spend a lot of time of learning the music and all this other stuff for it. Okay, so that's Stagecoach thing. Let's go to, so I got 2 things left. This might be a quick bang, bang, bang podcast. Just get all these things out. Because in my life, what's going on? I had a shorter week because of the extra day off I took after Denver. So there's not much happening here for it. Not much. Hard to get housework done there. And also, if you're using up all that housework, that money slows down at some points. So I think we might be in that little period of writing things out, not getting things fixed, maybe get a couple quotes, get a couple contractors. So on the phone, schedule things out. That's a little bit of a phase we're in right now. All right, first thing, quote unquote, celebrity social media accounts. I understand social media can be not the most fun thing. Don't see great things, does put you in a great mood. Okay, get it, great. And then if you're in a position where you can hire someone to run it for you, to tweet things out for you, to promote things for you, put clips out there for you, okay, great. But me, personally, as a personal thing, when I hear that someone does that, where they go on podcasts or say, or yeah, that's the only place I'm hearing it, that people say it, no other place, not in the news. So if they go on podcasts and say, yeah, I don't have any social media accounts. I don't run any of it. I hire someone for it. That makes me want to interact with that social media account less, because the interactions that I would have with that account, I would think the person who's running that account, not they see it, but they go, oh, this got so many likes. Oh, this person's saying this. This is what people are interested in talking about, not talking about. Just some personal interaction with them, which again, I'm not asking them for them to comment on what I put out there to see, oh, Jacob, he liked this thing, great. But just they're aware of what's going on with their account. Because if they don't run it, they just have someone tweet out for them. I don't need some interaction or make some guy who just runs a social media account think that they're doing a better job because they're getting more likes on something. Rather, the person whose account it is, they see that promotion for it, which I understand. Man, I understand a lot of things. The person's account it is, even if they're not running it and I interact with it, boosts them up, they get more fans, they get bigger, they're able to do these other cooler things, bigger things that cost more money. Okay. But if they're not running their account, I'm like, they're not seeing this anyway. They're not seeing how many likes they get, how many comments they have, how many followers they get from it. So what's the big difference? All they see is whatever their ticket sales are, merch sales are. What are they seeing from my interaction with that account? Which again, if I get big enough, similar to the Netflix thing, I might sell out and do that. But even if I do that, I'd be like, okay, you tweet out these clips, schedule them, get them out, whatever. But there'll be other like personal tweets that I send out. Yeah, I might not turn on notifications to reply to all of them, but I'll look at them and be like, oh, this one got a lot of interaction, comments, and things like that. That was just my not idea, but thought I had was like, if you're not writing this account, why am I interacting with it? You don't see what's happening with it. You don't know what's going on at all with it. So why am I interacting with it, making it get into the algorithm better? Yeah, support them, like what they do. But if it, maybe that's not on Instagram if they're not seeing that. That might need some refinement for it. My thoughts. That's the basic part of it. Okay, yeah, this will be a quick episode. It's just getting all these thoughts and ideas out, all these dilemmas. All right, last one I have MLB baseball. MLB baseball, man, it's going. My pick for the Red Sox to win the AL East, not going well. So there's a not even a highlight, and this happens a lot. So MLB position players sometimes they have to go and pitch. Okay, happens. They want to save their pitchers. They're losing by a lot. They just put in a position player. Why are the position players so bad at pitching? They don't have a windup. They don't have multiple pitches. They don't. They lob the ball in there like a eephus pitch, like 30 miles an hour. That's not good at all. There's no one who plays a position who pitched it all, even while they were growing up. When you were 12 years old, I think similar to how all the NFL players, well, not all of them, but a lot of them, former quarterbacks, people who are O linemen, wide receivers, running backs, tight ends, a lot. Some of the time the announcers go, this guy played quarterback when he was in high school, when he was in junior college, when he was at a small university, and they switch when they get to the NFL. There's not that similar carryover to the MLB where there's like yeah, I guess there's not as much. Maybe there is where there's person starts because even if you're the pitcher, you can only pitch so many days, and then you have to play a position for it. So you have okay, he was a pitcher and a shortstop. He was a pitcher and an outfielder, someone like that who can at least go through like what a windup looks like instead of just lobbying it in like someone's dad throwing batting practice. These MLB position players can't do that. Everyone, when they're staying around just looking in the mirror, they do a fake baseball windup, even if you're not a pitcher. Even if you're an outfielder's looking in the mirror. If you're interested in baseball, you have some sort of windup. Everyone practices that. And it's just like 3 steps you have to take. 3 steps and a little bit of a turn. Maybe they're trying to save their arms. Maybe there's a reason they're doing that. because it just changes so much from what they see from actual pitchers. Or they just float it in there and the batters just get thrown off by it. That's a different thing. How do the batters strike out, not just go yard every time they see a ball just lobbed in there? Maybe it's me when I'm playing backyard baseball and I'm just early on every pitch or late on every pitch, just not used to it. Maybe that could be the case too. If they're doing, I just convinced myself that they're doing it on purpose. They're doing it on purpose. They're pitching so badly. They're performing so badly at what pitching should be that actually turns into being good at it. That's a pretty good spin zone that those position players have for it. Because just a little bit of a twist. There are kids at the Little League World Series who are throwing faster than these MLB players. And yeah, it's different. The mound's different ways away, and they do that conversion to make what the equivalent is. If I say like a 40 or a 50, if you're a knuckleball pitcher, okay, knuckleball is just shaking all in there. Yeah, understandable, and you don't have the fastest fastball. But if you're an MLB position player, I think you should be able to get like 60 on there. But again, maybe just because it's so different that the hitters just can't hit it. Because maybe if they did throw 60, it would go a lot worse than them just lobbing the ball in there. Man, that's pretty good spin zone for them. And maybe I learned something on this podcast. Maybe you did too. Fact check me, leave in the comments. We'll see if I respond to it. Probably will. It's pretty funny to me. That's all I got for the list. Short episode, that's fine. Last week's, I think, went a little longer with Denver. I don't know if there'll be any images put up. Probably not. But that's what I got here. Thanks for tuning in to the podcast. Please make sure to like, subscribe, comment, reach out, follow, something like that. Help grow the podcast. If you got video game ideas to play, there's a big one coming out in a couple weeks, I think. Did the Backyard Baseball Derby. Tune in and see how that one went. And got some other ideas that of what I might do for it. Got some reviews coming up that are a little different, so make sure to tune in for that. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks. Bye.